It's Week 12 of the 2022 season, and we'll get a look here at All-Pro Davante Adams. He's coming off one of his biggest games in both yards and touchdowns last week. It's the Raiders and the Seahawks, and it's all up next on EA Sports.
It is a sound like no other when they raise that 12th man flag here in Seattle, and we just heard it, and that means it's time for football at Lumen Field. Today, it's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we've got a good one in store between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Seattle Seahawks. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
Is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the inline. As Seattle's offense comes onto the field, we'll see a 10-year veteran under center, guy who broke into the league as a starter back in 2013, Geno Smith.
I still remember back in 2013 when he was drafted out of West Virginia. He was coming off of back-to-back 4,000-yard seasons for the Mountaineers. Hadn't seen as much game time in recent years, but at one point, a capable starter in the NFL.
Here's Walker to start the drive. And that is the kind of tackling they want. Game as he'll lose yardage to start things out. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. Sticking with Walker on second down. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain. Well, this defense for the Raiders, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
And one of the key numbers that I look at after every game, total yards allowed. They held them under 200 yards of total offense, just couldn't sustain much of anything against them. Great job showing them different looks and then attacking.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. Taking it about the 36. And he's going to be out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And the Raiders will have a short field to work with as they take over. Jacobs trying to run down, but he's going to be stopped and taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
The job of any linebacker involves having enough strength to fight off a blocker and get the ball carriers, but in this case, I think we can safely say he beat him right off the snap to get into the backfield and make that play.
Carr's throw complete to Hollins. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. Carr going to throw. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 5 yards from the end zone, first and goal. Here's Jacobs. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Raiders are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Josh Jacobs. On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And they they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. And they enter play here in this one on a 2-game win streak, plus they come off the open week as well. So this is a team that has a lot of things working in their favor.
Oh, it certainly is, and let's face it, this team is playing so well. The worry now is that after a few extra days off, they'll be sluggish coming into this game. So I've heard that he spent more time in practice working what they call good versus good, starting offense versus starting defense. They want a fast start in this next game.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they've got it second down and 11. Now Smith. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught.
A gain of 5 brings up 3rd and 6.
Throwing on third down, Smith. And that one going to be knocked away and incomplete. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. That's taken on the 25. It'll go as a 42, making a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. So here are the Raiders now to take over. Last week they defeated the Broncos, and they've got the lead here as well as they work with a 1st and 10. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a 1st down. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth.
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Give him a 1st down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders. He's fresh off that 3-touchdown performance last week that got him AFC Offensive Player of the Week, so you know that he was already on their radar. Now he's maybe even a bigger plane on their radar.
Bigger plane. I mean, he is the big dot on that screen that they're looking at and saying, how in the heck do we stop him? They're going to try a bunch of different things, different people covering him, but right now he's locked in and is in sync with his quarterback. On 2nd down, Jacobs. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. And they're going to speed things up here. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Carr defers to Jacobs on the draw. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Raiders will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. So his strong 1st half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time. And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone. Carlson now to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Josh Jacobs. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Seahawks going to take over now late in this 1st half. Well, not much time remains here in this 1st half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Here's Smith. And once again, it's Eskridge. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
That's good for a
Smith.
Seahawks.
Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. On 1st and 10, Smith. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. Smith on first down. Flushed. Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. And the Raiders pick it up. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line.
What part they went empty set there? No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. Down to about the 32. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. There'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will do it for this first half. Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the third quarter and continue this midseason contest. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Now comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. 1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. On the ground, Jacobs will get the third quarter started. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. Hopefully, obviously, nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. So danger averted for the moment, but now here's a 3rd and long. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And some space here. And he'll get this awfully close to a first down. Boy, that's going to be a razor-thin measurement, but I don't think he got there. They go with Jacobs. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. Jacobs going to try the middle. And he's got some space here. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And he'll get this to the 22. So they began the play at the 11, and it's a gain of 11. First down. Now they'll throw with Carr. It's caught here by Adams. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. And now they're in the hurry-up. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs with touchdown number 3 in the game and 6 on the year. And the Raiders are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is now 24. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Josh Jacobs. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down. Back now in Seattle, Washington. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Smith. And that is incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them.
Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. And the Raiders pick it up. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. Second time he's lost a fumble. This one hurts more. It's returned for 6.
He's been under a lot of duress, hasn't he? Pressured, hurried, harassed the whole game.
Well, the offensive line not giving him a lot of help.
Not a lot of help, but the bottom line, he's got to take care of the football.
Carlson on for the PAT. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. On first down, it's Smith. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Anthony Averett picks it, and he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. But not only is this defense pitching a shutout, now they're contributing points themselves. I mean, they have really put together what's almost been a perfect effort here in this one.
I love how you express that. They've absolutely exceeded expectations in this one, and even better than their play, it's been their effort. Even with the win in their back pocket already, every one of those guys is still out there fighting like it's a tie game.
Carlson now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the ball now going back over the Seattle Seahawks offense. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit. Just what silver lining. Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. And his defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. On second. And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And the Raiders pick it up. And they'll stop him at the 1-yard line. But small consolation there following the turnover.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through. And that last error, I think that crystallizes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's been representative of their entire game still being shut out. Las Vegas' offense back out there ready to go. And really, you can't have a better situation than this. 1st and goal at the 1. Jacobs is not going to get in here as they push him back to the 2-yard line. Now an injury timeout, and that is Davante Adams, who is in some discomfort following that play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Jacobs again. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And they would not be denied on the ground, powering it in just one play after they got stopped short.
And how about how many tight ends were on the field? Because in today's NFL, we think of the tight end more as a pass catcher. But this group, they tell them you've got to be able to run block to stay on this team. And they committed to it and got it done right there.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
On 2nd and 10, Smith. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Rocky Sin. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football. Well, this game was already decided, Charles, let's be honest. But now another feather in the cap of this defense as they pick him off for the 2nd time.
You're right about that. Things have been going pretty well for them, to put it mildly. But they're still out there hunting for big plays, and get another one right there.
Room here to run. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. On 1st down, they go with Jacobs again. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Carr going to throw here. And Waller taking it in over the middle. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed watching their execution throughout this contest.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Geno now to throw. And down he goes, brought down a Raider sack. The corner blitz pays off there as they sack him for a loss of 5.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. They snap it to Smith. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And they take a knee. And they'll indeed take a knee. So this one a victory for the Las Vegas Raiders. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense through the shutout, Adam, I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Las Vegas, their playoff chances take an uptick as they move to 7-4. And they will head home next week to take on the LA Chargers. Meanwhile, for Seattle, it's starting to look like it won't be their year as they drop to 5-6. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to LA to take on the Rams.